Hey, what's up? So let's make a campfire here. So create visual effects graph, and let's call it campfire. And let's drag it into the scene, and let's position it on the ground somewhere here, I guess. Alright, let me switch to my VFX edit layout, and let's edit this. And by the way, I'm going to be using the VFX sequence and flipbooks package by Unity. It's one of the coolest free assets out there. If you don't have it already, you can get it from the link in the description. It's free. Well, I already said that, but I mean, it's free. So, alright, so let's rename the system to Flame. And let's give it one of these flipbook textures here. I guess I'm going to use this one. Small flame 1, smaller, 16 by 4. So let's drag it into the main texture slot, and now let's disable this random velocity because we don't need it. Alright, let's set the blend mode to additive to get rid of that black background, and set the UV mode to flipbook or flipbook blends. Alright, so it's 16 by 4. Now as you can see, it's like half of it is under the ground. We can fix that by adding a custom pivot, but let's first add a flipbook player. And oops, as you can see, it's kind of like not playing correctly, and that is because the texture is actually not 16 by 4, it's 15 by 4. I don't know why it says 16 by 4 though. If you set it to 15 by 4, you can see that it will play correctly. Alright, now to bring it above ground, let's add a pivot. So on the y-axis, we want this pivot to be like minus 0.5. So it's like at the bottom of the flame sprite. I think we can get rid of this set velocity random because we're not going to be using it. And let's increase the rate to like 32 to get a little more, extra particles. And also, I think I'm going to increase the speed of this sprite animation to like 35 or something. And also, we don't want to set size over life because we have so many particles. We don't see them grow gradually. And let's instead give it a set size random from curve. And let's add multiply size here because it's too small here now. And let's multiply it like by 4 or something. I think that's a good size here. Now as you can see, they're all spawning from one point. And we want it to like spawn from like a radius. So let's, in the initialize context, let's add a shape, and circle is like around the x axis. We don't want it to be like horizontal, we want it to be vertical, so we can use a cone actually. You can see this cone is kind of like a circle, and we are going to spawn this from the volume. So let's make this actually smaller. So let's make it like this big. Also, we can use the height. So if you want to use the height, set the height mode to volume as well. And then we can decrease the height to be like here. Kind of want this flame to stretch upward. So let's scale it on the Y. So let's add scale. And we're going to scale it on the Y axis. So maybe we can decrease its size a little, like 3 I guess is enough. Alright, so let's set the color to be like a bright, like a very bright orange. Well, maybe not 10. Let's set it to like a 4 maybe. And then we want to go into more of a reddish orange towards the end. You can, play around with the intensity of these color to make it glow more. I don't like it to glow too much because I still want to see like the texture around the edges. I don't want it to be like blurred out by the glow. Now let's add some distortion heat or heat distortion. So let's add a simple particle system for our heat. Alright, so let's add a distortion particle quad, and let's move these two components into this output, the orientation and the size, and we can get rid of this default output and plug it into our distortion quad. Alright, so as you can see, it's distorting with like a square. Alright, so let's give it a good texture for the distortion. I think we can use one of these fireballs. I think maybe like this one. And let's set its UV mode to flipbook. Set it to match the flipbook's size. And now we want this to animate, so let's add a flipbook player in the update context. And now it's animating. Alright, so let's get rid of the velocity because we don't want them to like fly up. And instead, let's give it a sphere shape. So set position from this sphere. And we want it to spawn from the volume of the sphere, and let's scale it down to like here and move it up here. That's where we can actually see the heat distortion, right? Alright, so it's blurring the colors too much, so let's set the blur scale to like 0.1 maybe. You can always play around with the size of it. You can make it like go this big, and that would also make the distortion bigger. I think I'm gonna make it a little smaller, and I'm also going to decrease the blur scale even more to something like 0.05 or like 0.01 maybe. Well, this is a little too little, something like that. So another thing about the bonfire or like campfire or any fire that is burning from wood is those sparks, those tiny sparky particles coming out. So let's create that with another simple particle system. Let's add turbulence in the update to make them kind of move around a little differently. We're gonna use a cellar noise for this, and let's set the like intensity higher to something like 10, but we don't want it to go like crazy, so let's decrease the drag to like 0.1. Alright, so for the output, I think we can use this swarm system. So let's add this swarm system, and we're going to only keep the output context, and we're going to replace it with this one. I think they're a little too big, so let's make their thickness, their X scale to like 0.2 or something, and also how much they stretch on the Y is also like a little too much. Let's make them like these tiny sparks like that. Alright, so now let's add a smoke, simple particle system. Alright, so we wanted to spawn above the flame. So let's add a position by shape, and we're going to go with sphere, I guess. Let's scale it down to like there and move it above the flame. So it's spawning from like there. Let's increase the lifetime to be like 3 to 5 seconds. And for that, let's increase the capacity as well so that we don't run out of particles. We can also increase the rate to something like 20. And we don't want the smoke to spread out that much, so let's set this random velocities x and z to go from uh, minus 0.1 to 0.1. I also like to add gravity to it in the update and set the value to like a positive number, like a small positive number, like 0.3. We can also add a bit of noise to it with turbulence. Let's use a cellar noise. Let's decrease the drag to like 0.1. Alright, so we want to have a lit smoke, so we need a lit output. So let's add a lit output. Alright, so we want the light to pass through the smoke. So for that, we select the output, and from the inspector, we set the material type to translucent or simple lit translucent. Alright, so let's set the size to this one curve, and let's set the UV mode to flipbook blend and use flipbook texture for it. So I'm gonna use one of these wispy smokes. Let's add a flipbook player in the update context. Alright, so I think it's a little too fast. We can probably make it like 20 frames per second. And also, we don't want it to be like full opacity from the beginning, so let's set the alpha to like 0 in the beginning, and then we can like add 20 to be like there, and then towards the end here we have like 100. And that's what the smoke will look like. I think I kind of overdid it a bit. We can bring it closer. Yeah, something like that. Alright, let's also add a camera fade to our sparks and heat distortion. So let's set the fade distance to something like 8 meters. To see this better, I'm gonna disable the heat and the flame and the smoke. Alright, so when we're like this far away, well, I think 8 meters is too much. Let's fade it at, say, 4 meters or like 5. Alright, so now if you're this close, it's visible, but if you go further than like 5 meters, we no more see the sparks. And let's copy this and add it to the distortion as well. Alright, so this way our graph becomes a bit more performant, because if you're far away from the fire, we don't need to see the distortion or the sparks, and we fade them away, so it helps with the performance. Alright, so let's add some light to our fire. I'm gonna add a point light as the child of this object, and let's see it in nighttime. Alright, so we kind of have to bring it a little bit higher, like somewhere there, and let's increase its range and its intensity and its temperature, and let's give it a bright orange color. And we also want shadows and contact shadows. Alright, so now as you can see, we have some lighting here. Alright, so to make this light a bit more diffused, we have to increase its radius. So let's set it to like 0.3 or like 0.4 meters. Alright, so I've created this script earlier. So what it does is it takes a light source and it randomizes the intensity using this minimum and maximum value. We can change how much does it flicker. So if you go like this, it kind of flickers like a lamp. If we don't flicker at all, it also looks like a lamp, but like a healthy lamp. And here's what the script looks like in case you don't know how to do it yourself. So it basically just generates a random number from min and max and set the light's intensity to be that.